G'day everyone, welcome to Sunstate Metal Detecting. Thanks for joining us for a little metal detecting adventure down at the beach. We're out on a pretty dreary, bit of an ordinary looking day. There's a little bit of light showers about, but it's nice and cool, so I think it's a good time to go for a detect. We're going to be tackling this beach that we're on here. It's out of town a bit, and there is a fair bit of erosion along here that's occurred both back a few months ago when the cyclone came past, and also in more recent time with some large high tides. So we're going to first of all take a bit of a trip along the top of the beach, see what's come out of the erosion, and then we might work our way back a little bit further down. Let's get underway, see what there is to find. I'll see you at the first signal. And you know what? That's actually, I reckon that's sterling silver. Hey, hey. Oh, there it is. Ooh. What is that? I'm lost. I am lost for words. Ah, that is amazing. All right, well, it's been rather quiet thus far. We've only dug 3 holes and both have been junk. I'm not holding up high hopes for this one either. The numbers aren't very good, but look, it is potentially in the range for gold, so you got to have a go. Let's see. Not sure. It's nice and strong, which is what I like. Oh, and it's gone entirely ferrous out of the hole. So that means it's probably just going to be a rusty nail. What do I see there? What have we got? Well, unfortunately it is, actually it's a piece of bottle cap. So, there we go. All right, well let's, oh, hold on. There's probably more of the same bottle cap. Yep, there's the rest of it. All right, not to worry. Keep moving. All right, finally we have a signal that has at least some hope. Let's see what this is. Right there. Bit of depth on it too, which is always an encouraging sign. All right. Another scoop out. Still in there. I reckon that should be pretty close. All sorts of jumpy now. Let's see what it is. Oh, well, it's old, and it's I think the end of a shotgun. Yeah, it's the butt off a shotgun round. Now these are usually marked, and we can date them. So I'm going to put that in the treasure pocket, and once we get back home and clean it up a little bit, we'll find out exactly how old that is. Cool. All right, moving on. All right, we've got a nice tone here that's going to be a right pain in the side to dig, so let's have a go at this. Nice small one. Also, it appears, and there could be a lot of depth, but the issue we've got is that a lot of these twigs and whatnot aren't going to move, especially like these ones here. So just going to see if we can get a track on it to start with. Nope. All right. Let's see. Okay, we do have a track now. It's not too far down, but still, it's going to be tricky. Okay. Try and break up some of the sand here. How am I going to do this? Goodness, this is in a real pain of a spot. Just see if I can get down on the other side of this branch. It might sort of help me. Okay, get that out of the way. Oh, what's that? Ah, that's going to be our target, guys. Big old shard of glass. That's exactly why we wear gloves, even though this one has a big old hole in it. And there's a cap on there. I'm going to say that looks almost like a sauce bottle. Not certain. It certainly looks to be sort of maybe 1960s or 1970s era. All right, well that solves that. Let's get this hole filled in, and we'll keep marching along. All right, folks, we've got another little target here, fairly deep. Let's see what this is. Generally just above an 80. So, let's see. This one definitely has depth on its side. Still in there. Oh, it's getting a little higher now. We're up in the 90s now. Still in there. It's a long way down. All right. Okay, we're out. A bit messy out of the holes. It might not be a coin after all that. Let's see. Oh, it's an old spoon. That is going to be, and you know what? That's actually, I reckon that's sterling silver. Hey. Yeah, I reckon that's a sterling silver spoon. Is the rest of it here? Is that? No, it's just the top of it. Oh well, I'll take that. Cool. Moving on. All right, well, we're back. We're back at the same spot where we left off last time. It was a bit of a disappointing run last time with not really much of anything. Not any real treasures and not really any junk either. So I don't know whether this beach has been picked over by someone else or not, but clearly it's looking rather clean. We're back down here at sunset for day 2, and we're going to take off in the other direction just to see what there is to find. I know that we have been down here before, but it's been a long time, so fingers crossed. Anyway, let's get underway, see what we can find. I'll see you at the first signal. All right, well, we've got a target here that, I mean, part of it sounds good, but the rest of it not so much. Have a go at this. That sounds all right, but as we come back, that sounds like a bigger object. So I'm wondering whether we've got either a can or possibly maybe a coin spill here. So we're going to go digging for the good target first, then we'll work our way. Seeing if we've got it out yet. We don't. Oh, I've hit something there. Oh, don't know whether that's a tree branch or potentially a target. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's a bottle of wine, and all of this is aluminium. So, yeah, that explains what our target is. All right, well, we'll dispose of that and we'll carry on. All right, as is fairly usual for us, we're working our way along the very top of the beach, and right up in amongst all of this gunk up here, we've got a deep target that sounds like it could be hopeful. Let's see. 4 to 5 out of 5 on the depth scale. Just going to manoeuvre some of these vines out of the way. Yeah, roughly up around a 60 somewhere, so... Oh, now we are going to have to do this one with hand tools. I'm hitting tree roots right away. Oh, we might have actually got it out in one. So that means that this target might be very, very small. Let's see. Okay. Is it? Oh, it's a house key. We found somebody's door key. I think that's Whitco, so that'll be like a security screen door key. It's a bit sandy, but generally not too bad a condition, so I'd say that's a recent loss. All right, we'll pop that in our bag and we'll keep moving. All right, I was just rechecking my work. This is where the key came from, and just up above it, up here, we've got a nice strong little low tone. Yeah. Now that is within the range for gold. It is probably a little on the low side, but the higher the purity of gold, usually the lower it rings, so it could be. Okay, it is nice and shallow. Whatever it happens. Oh yeah, there is a coin. That'll be a 5 cent, but boy, look at how green that is. My goodness, that's been in there a long time. All right, well, that's our first coin of the day. Let's hope there's a few more to follow. Okay, I think this one probably is just a pull tab, but pull tab numbers are usually also gold ring numbers, so we have to have a go. Let's see what it is. $27, $28, pretty neat actually. So it's possible. Same out of the hole as well. Okay. Those are also the numbers for a 10-cent piece. So it could also be 10 cents. And I think that's exactly what it's going to be. Yeah. Another real crusty one. All right, that's 2 coins down. Let's keep searching, hey? All right, we've got a surface find. You can maybe be able to see it right in the middle of the frame there. We have an object that's bright purple. All over the place. And it appears to be some drug paraphernalia. Yep, that's exactly what it is. There were two people sat up here just before, and I think that they were probably doing some substances. But anyway, we're going to keep searching, see what else we can turn up. Okay, folks, we've been going a while now. It's been mostly junk, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I am glad to notice that we are starting to get towards an area where the erosion at the top of the beach, actually if I step forward here, you'll see that there is a little bit of an erosion cut just starting here. That's about a ½ metre. That hasn't been present for the entirety of the beach so far. So maybe we're getting towards an area where we might have a few better finds. Now, just here in front of me, I've got a nice solid one that I've stopped to have a bit of a look at. Let's find out what this is. Yeah. Low to mid 50s. It's a pretty interesting sort of number. A little bit higher. Yeah, a little bit higher out of the hole. What's it going to be? Oh, there it is. Ooh. What is that? It's like a cross. Anything on the back? There is something on the back, but I can't quite make it out here. All right, well, that's interesting. Well, we'll bag that up and we'll clean it a bit later and find out what we've just found. stick around for that. In the meantime, I'm going to keep going up that way. All right, well, akin to a couple of episodes ago, we've had to turn around because we've come in contact with some wild animals. I identified a few kangaroo tracks on the beach, and I could hear twigs and various other things breaking in the scrub above me, so I decided to turn around rather than potentially risk coming into contact with an angry roo. So we're now down at the bottom of the beach, working our way back to where we started, and we're working right along the tide line. So basically just up here is where the beach ends, and then we've got the mud flat down below. I'm figuring that if anyone's been swimming and if they've lost a ring, it's most likely going to get caught up along this ridge here. We do have a target. We're going to have a dig here. Not really holding my hopes up for this one. I reckon it's just going to be fishing gear, but the only way we're going to find out is by digging it. So let's find out. Fairly nice and strong tone, which is a good start. I don't see anything immediately on the surface, but I think it is shallow. Okay, there is a little bit of depth, and because this sand is so sodden, I'm going to use the sand scoop to get this out, because we've got to catch it before the hole fills itself back in again. All right, so let's pop that up there. It should be in that. Sure is. Let's break this down a bit. Actually, I'm seeing something here. There's a round object. I think it's going to be a ring pull. Yep, that's a ring pull. All right, not to worry. We'll pop that away, and we'll keep searching along this ridge. All right, we have another great candidate here. Let's see what this is. Super, super stable. I like the sound of that. Get the feeling I might have just missed it. All right. Yep, still stable. Okay, what have we got? Oh, it's another ring pull. I got my hopes up for just a second because I could see a coppery edge and I thought we might have had a ring, but nope. All right, let's keep moving. All right, well, for you guys, it's been all of about 10 seconds since you last heard my voice, but in reality, it's been almost 3 weeks since I've been out detecting. I've been away, I've been unwell, now I'm back on the tools. So we are getting out to carry on our night hunt series. Now, I gave up on the last beach because there just wasn't really all that much to find. So I've just come down to a beach here. I've been here before, but it looks nothing like it used to. There's a brand new set of steps here. This rock wall is all brand new. And it's all replaced an old rock wall that used to yield quite a few pre-decimal coins and the like. So I thought after it's just been reopened, we might come down and have a bit of a detect around, because all of this sand has been quite mixed up. So there could be anything in here. I've got our first target just next to the steps, as you saw. I'm going to find out what this one is. Relatively tidy, but there is a few other targets nearby, so it's been a little bit tricky to narrow down where this one is. Out in one. All right. Oh, that's a great sign. That's an old copper square nail. We always find these near where we find pre-decimal. If there's one as shallow as that, that means there could be more pre-decimal for us here tonight. Right, let's keep searching. All right, another decent tone here. Let's see what this is. Oh, throw my sand scoop away. Don't know how useful this is going to be. There's lots of rocks around here. Yep, not very. All right, straight onto hand tools. Oh, let's see. Right, this might be a tricky one. I'm hoping it might be silver. 90, 92, 93. It's definitely in the right range. Just retune again. No, I'm going to have to put you away and bring you back. This might be a while to dig. I'll see you in a tick. All right, I found it. I missed it. It was sort of a little bit more down this way. It's something old. It's an old boot tack. I have found these along here before, but it's another sign that there is old stuff here. It's not exactly what we're looking for though. So we'll fill this in. We'll keep looking. All right, this one sure feels like a coin, but I'm not holding my breath. If it is, it's got to be silver. So let's have a go. Look at that dot. It's just so clean, and it's a small target, so it's ticking all the right boxes. No, we're going to have to go hand tools because that rock is not coming out by hand. Oh, sorry, with the tools. I think it's going to be yeah, not too far under. That is a big coin. It's a florin. Wonderful. That is a huge florin. That is George V on the back, so that's going to be a 925 silver. Let me just see if I can get a date. Oh, that's awesome. I can't quite make a date. It's pretty worn, but holy cow, look at that. Like literally half a scoop under the surface, and there's a florin sat like middle. I'm lost. I am lost for words. Oh, that is amazing. I was hoping that, yeah, perhaps all the construction had dragged stuff out of the wall here, and evidently it has. So we are going to have to do a lot more work here. Happy days. Let's keep going. Right, well, I'm immediately below where our florin came from. It's only a few paces up the beach that way, and we have a tone here we're going to dig. That one right there. Now that sounds shallow to me. So, let's see. In fact, we're almost touching it on the surface. Let's take a couple of scoops. Oh yeah, we've got a coin there. Now the question is, what is it? Oh, it's crusty. I think, yeah, it's $1. Oh boy, has that one seen better days. All right, wow, I haven't seen one that bad in a while. So pop it in the bag. We'll clean it up when we get home, and we'll carry on in the meantime. All right, I've pre-marked another target here. This one's in amongst a fairly dense cluster of iron tones and such, but nice and clear, this one. Mid-50s. Could just be a large sinker. We are fairly close to the pier. And there's a lot of people that fish off the pier and evidently drop all their fishing tackle. A little bit messy out of the hole. All right, let's see. What are we dealing with? I see. Oh, this is some of the, oh no, it's quite a thick piece of copper. Now, I believe that years and years and years ago, the pier was coated in iron or brass plating. And this may well be some of that. So there we go, into the junk pocket. Let's move on. All right, we've got potential for another coin. Let's see what this one is. Sounds relatively shallow. Let me see. Yep, not far at all. Makes life nice and easy. I see something there. It's round. Boy, that's what is it? Is it maybe a button? Possibly. Either a button or a washer, I can't quite tell. Don't think it's a coin. At least not any Aussie coin. Could be a foreign coin. Just gonna switch that off before it goes too crazy. We'll throw it in the treasure pocket and we'll clean it, and we'll see if it turns out to be anything. But it is old, so, you know, there is more old stuff down here, so that's good. We'll keep moving. All right, well, there's certainly no shortage of targets down here. It's just a matter of picking the good ones out of all the junk, and there is certainly absolutely no limit to how much junk there is down here. I do have another solid little target here we're going to investigate. It sounds like this. Nice shallow one again. Seems a lot of our good targets tonight have been shallow. Let's see. Yep, okay. Oh, there is a coin. A very, very worn. It's actually worn smooth. It's going to be 1 cent, I think. Yeah, a worn smooth 1 cent. That's been in here a long time. Right, moving on. Right, well, it's been a little while since the last target, and I think we're going to struggle finding targets this far up because I can see evidence that the tractor with the rake has been through here in the last probably day or two. So the finds are going to be limited to the very, very top of the beach, which is where we are. We're up at this erosion bank, or they're going to be much, much lower down. So we'll do a strip right along the very top of the beach, and then we'll come back the other direction down low. Here is a target we're going to dig. Have a listen. I'm thinking probably a 1 cent, but on the off chance it's not, we're going to have a go. Well, that was a lot more shallow than I had anticipated. Let's see. I do see a coin. What is it? Has that got a ribbed edge? It's a weird coin if it does. No, it is a 1 cent, as I thought. All right, not to worry. We'll pop that in the bag and we'll keep marching. All right, we're only a few paces on from the 1 cent coin, and this one's piqued my interest. It's probably just going to be junk, but we're going to dig it to find out. Let's see. It's a little bit low on the treasure line, but I do find older targets that are in the 50s do tend to be some of the more interesting targets that I can unearth. Oh, I think it's a square nail. I think. No, that is something else old. Or is it a square nail? I don't ever recall. It is square down the bottom. I don't ever recall seeing one with a big top on it. So, I don't know. We're going to have to clean that one to find out. I'll pop it in the treasure bag, and if it's anything of interest, you'll see it towards the end of the video. Moving on. Oh, yep. Ring pull. Some foil. Yeah, there's a ball of foil down there. Bit of an old can. That'll be a 4X can going by that yellow colour. but I feel like it's just a piece of can slaw. Yeah, it is. Is that a root? Or is that a piece of copper? That's a copper pipe. Yep, I think. Yes, this is the top of an old can. I think fishing sinker. Yeah. Actually, it looks like the top of an exploded spray can. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's another can top. An older one this time. Not too sure what to make of that, but it's going to be junk all the same. And yeah, it's an old mouthpiece off a can. Okay, not to worry. I think it's can slaw. Yep, that's can slaw. It is a ring. It's just a ring pull. Should be touching it. Yeah, another ring pull. Maybe like a sauce bottle or something of that nature. Yep, I think it's just going to be a sinker. Yeah. It's more of the copper plating off the pier.